got to talk about Joe Biden today because he recently went on to The View, and let's just say it went about as well as you probably thinking. Yeah, his wife Jill had to she had to rescue that man. You're gonna see what I'm talking about here shortly, but make sure y'all hit that like button. Helps the channel out tremendously. I would greatly appreciate it. And make sure you're sharing these videos as well. It's the arrow button down below. You can copy the link and send it to whoever you like. You can post it to your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter account. Well, I guess it's X now, but whatever. I would greatly appreciate it. All right? With that being said, let's dive in.
Mr. President, since you left office, there have been a number of books that have come out deeply sourced from Democratic sources that claim in your final year there was a dramatic decline in your cognitive abilities. In the final year of your presidency, what is your response to these allegations, or are these sources wrong?
They are wrong. There's nothing to sustain that, number one. Number two, think of what we were left with. We were left with a circumstance where we had an insurrection. When I started, not since the Civil War. We had a circumstance where we were in a position that the pandemic, because of the incompetence of the last outfit, end up over 1 million people dying. And we're also in a situation where we found ourselves unable to deal with a lot of just basic issues, and which I won't go into in the interest of time. And so we went to work, and we got it done. And one of the things and
Alyssa, one of the things I think is that the people who wrote those books were not in the White House with us. And they didn't see how hard Joe worked every single day. I mean, he'd get up, he'd put in a full day, and then at night I'd be in bed, reading my book, and he was still on the phone, reading his briefings, working with staff. I mean, it was nonstop. It's the White House. Being president is not like a job. It's a lifestyle. It's a life that you live. You live it 24 hours a day. That phone can ring at 11 o'clock at night or 2 in the morning. It's constant. You never leave it. And Joe worked really hard. I think he was a great president. And if you look at things today, give me Joe Biden anytime.
that's worth the invitation to come to the show.
Did you notice how when he started rambling on, she stepped in to save him? Yep. And for her to sit there and say, well, the people that wrote the books, they weren't in the White House, which I believe Jake Tapper is one of the people who's making a book, which it's crazy to me that he's even making a book. I hope that book absolutely flops, because he's one of the people that carried the lie that Joe Biden was completely fine. So anybody in mainstream media that's now trying to make money off of them lying to the American public, I think it's just absolutely crazy. But there's more.
Well, Mr. President, you had previously said that you thought that you would have won. Since then, Donald Trump won all the battleground states and made inroads with almost every major demographic, from working class voters to Hispanic men to black men. Knowing what you know now, do you think you would have beat him?
Yeah, he still got 7 million fewer votes.
Yes.
Okay. A lot of people didn't show up. Number one. Number two, they're very close in those toss-up states. It was it wasn't a slam dunk, and look, every time I've been on the show, which I've been fortunate to be on more than once. Thanks for having me. Is that we talk? You guys don't focus on as much, and I think it's good on polling numbers. But let me put it this way: he's had the worst 100 days any president's ever had.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
And I would not say honesty's been a strong point.
As if honesty has been your administration's strong point. Everybody lied from top to bottom, from Democrats in Congress to mainstream media themselves. Everybody lied. And this guy thinks he could have beat Trump. Stop it with the nonsense. And what his reasoning is, well, he got 7 million less votes. Well, I wonder why all of a sudden, when just about anybody and everybody could mail in their vote, all of a sudden 7 million extra votes just appeared out of thin air. You know, I wonder why. I wonder why that happened. And then all of a sudden, the very next election, 4 years later, those 7 million votes magically disappeared. Poof, gone into the wind. Interesting. Golly, man, oh man. I want to play this clip from Senator Kennedy, who, this guy, I played lots of clips of this man. Now, full disclosure, he's not my favorite Republican, right? I think he has like a B score on the Liberty score. So he's not terrible, okay? He's not absolutely terrible, but in my humble opinion, he could be a lot better. But one thing that I cannot deny is that Senator Kennedy is absolutely, positively hilarious. Check it out.
Biden interview, and what did you think?
First, Rob, I don't hate anyone, and that includes President Biden. I want to be clear about that. I did watch most of the interview. The president looks very old. He looks as if his first pet could have been a dinosaur. Number two, I listened to him talk about his accomplishments, and I thought back. I spent 4 years serving with President Biden. As bad as it looked from the outside, you should have seen it from the inside. President Biden mismanaged Congress. He mismanaged COVID. He mismanaged the economy. He mismanaged inflation. He mismanaged the national debt. He mismanaged crime. He mismanaged the border. He mismanaged Afghanistan. He mismanaged the war with Hamas. He mismanaged the war in Ukraine. And he sacrificed America's energy independence. He was just exquisitely awful. I'm sorry, he was. And I watched him for 4 years, he and his people, pushing on a door that was clearly marked pull. As I say, I saw what the American people saw.
He watched his administration push on a door that clearly said pull. I told you, that guy is absolutely hilarious, man. Shout out to Senator Kennedy. But, yeah, the fact that there are folks, not only Democrats, but mainstream media, who tried to convince us that Joe Biden was completely fine and he could go on another 4 years. And I always go back because it's one of the most memorable examples, the Joe Scarborough clip when he's on live television saying an F you if we don't believe that this is the best version of Joe Biden. Somebody who's getting paid on national television on a news network said that live on air. F you if you don't believe this is the best version of Joe Biden. It was some kind of version of that. I'm paraphrasing here, but F you if you don't believe this is the best version of Joe Biden. What? Really? Karine Jean-Pierre? Yeah, he's my mentor. What was his name? Alejandro Mayorkas, where I believe that was his name. The hardest thing about meeting with Joe Biden is preparing for the meeting because he's detail-oriented, always on point. Like, what? Really? Are you kidding me? Elizabeth Warren? No, I didn't know. I didn't know because she got confronted by Sam Fragoso, I believe that's his name, on his podcast. Why am I drawing a blank? Gavin Newsom? I didn't know what was going on. You know, I didn't have a clue. Right? All of these Democrats, all of a sudden, I didn't know. I didn't know. Really? You didn't know. You didn't know he was wandering off like a lost puppy? You didn't know Barack Obama was guiding him off the stage like a little child? You didn't know that he needed arrows on the ground to guide him where to walk to? You didn't know he couldn't read a teleprompter properly? End of quote. Repeat the line. What? You couldn't see that? Stop it. Stop it with the nonsense. Stop it. I might have been born at night, but it wasn't last night. You knew exactly what was going on. They all knew exactly what was going on. And now they're just trying to lie about it and say, oh, I didn't know. I mean, the guy is clearly cooked. Clearly. Part of me feels bad for him, right? I got a heart. I wish him nothing but the best. Don't ever step foot back in that White House, but I wish you nothing but the best, Joe Biden. I hope you live a long life and you go off into the sunset. But don't you ever step back into that White House, you know? Oh, man. Anybody else frustrated by that? You know, it's ridiculous, man. But anyway, thanks for tuning in as always. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Peace and love. I'm out.